Hey guys, it's Sam. Welcome to episode 5 of Lore Corner. You might be like, Lore Corner? Lore what? So I'm going to start off by explaining what it is. I know a hell of a lot about Warcraft Lore. Too much if you ask me. I play on a roleplay server and some people just seem to be really dopey. It's not that many people, but when you see some Scarlet marrying Night Elves, you kinda want to punch them. So, this is my attempt to improve things a little. I'm going to share my knowledge of Warcraft Lore and hopefully improve other people's knowledge. This will hopefully improve people's role-playing skills as well, and maybe even get people interested in the game. In the last episode, we spoke about Thrall, the previous War Chief of the Horde, and the current aspect of the Earth. We only covered a small part of Thrall's story, but a lot happened in that time. I recommend watching the previous episode, just before next week's episode at least. And while you're at it, check out the other episodes as well, just so that you're up to date on everything. In this episode, we're going to speak about the birth of the dreaded Lich King, meaning this episode shouldn't take too long. This took place directly after the invasion of Draenor, which was covered in episode 3. We'll start from there. Ner'zhul and any orc who followed him escaped into the Twisting Nether, after travelling through one of the portals that they had created back on Draenor. They arrived before Kil'jaeden, a servant of Sagrigus, whose name I'm butchering by the way. Well, Kil'jaeden's right, but Sagrigus isn't. Anyway, Kil'jaeden wasn't happy with Ner'zhul's failure. He slowly tore Ner'zhul's body apart, limb from limb. Kil'jaeden made sure to keep Ner'zhul's spirit there, so he felt all the pain. Ner'zhul begged to be killed, wanting no more, but Kil'jaeden ignored him as he had much bigger plans in store. Kil'jaeden explained to Ner'zhul that they had a blood pact, and Ner'zhul's service was far from over. Kil'jaeden intended to create a new army, one which would focus purely on its mission. This was to weaken Azeroth. This time, Kil'jaeden needed to succeed, because if he failed, his punishment would be much worse than what happened to Ner'zhul. Ner'zhul pleaded to be released, but Kil'jaeden was far too busy with his plan. He turned to Ner'zhul and told him that he would serve the Legion one last time. He also told him that if he refused, he'd be stuck in this form of what he is now, forever. Ner'zhul agreed, only wanting the pain to end. And with that, Kil'jaeden began to gather ice all across the Twisting Nether. He especially shaped it. If I remember rightly, the book said it was diamond hard. I think that's the exact thing. I'll have to check later. Kil'jaeden encased Ner'zhul in this block of ice, and began to charge it with unthinkable power. Ner'zhul instantly became more powerful, and could feel the strength gathering. This exact moment was when the Lich King was born, and the being Ner'zhul died. Ner'zhul's followers were also affected by this energy, and they were turned into liches. Ner'zhul now had the power to control the dead, just as long as the ice block was intact. Kil'jaeden explained to Ner'zhul that he was to destroy all life on Azeroth. Anyone who died would become undead and would serve the Lich King no matter what. The spirits of who died would go to the Lich King, making him even more powerful than he already was. Ner'zhul complied, not even questioning his demonic master. And with that, Kil'jaeden launched the Lich King into Azeroth. The throne landed in Icecrown, Northrend. Ner'zhul didn't even take long to experiment with his powers, he just wanted to see what he could do. He released the Plague of Undeath and watched slowly as his army gathered more and more troops. After a few months, he had slain every human in Northrend. Ner'zhul knew that soon his time would come, and soon his undead army would march to war. Soon, the Third War would begin. So, just to quickly recap on the whole episode. Ner'zhul gets torn apart, Kil'jaeden makes him agree to serve the Legion, Ner'zhul is crafted into the Lich King, the throne is launched at Azeroth, and Ner'zhul basically takes Northrend. I hope you enjoyed this episode. As I said, this episode was only going to be short, and as you can see it's only like 4 minutes long. Next episode I'll be talking about either the Third War or Prince Arthas. Well, in his early life of course. Sort of similar to this Thor story, or style should I say. If you find this useful or even enjoyed it, leave a like, and maybe a favourite if you enjoyed it that much. While you're at it, subscribe as well. There's more stuff on its way, and there's some Let's Plays you might enjoy on my channel as well. Thank you for watching, and take care.